As you can see, we are gaining coins. Welcome back, guys, to a new Roblox Studio tutorial. So today we're going to be making a cash GUI counter. It's basically a GUI where you can see how much cash you have, basically. And of course, it doesn't have to be cash. It can be any currency you want it to be. And this is also a sequel, technically, to our leader stats tutorial. So it's going to implement the same things, pretty much, especially with the leader stats. So if you already have if you already watched my leader stats, or if you already have leader stats in your game, you can actually skip this part. So the first thing you want to do is actually go on server servers and make a server script. And what you want to do is add a stat in the game for each player, and this stat is going to appear in the top right corner of the game with your name. So we're going to do a player added event. So game.player added connect function. So if you already have your stats, right? Well, you would know what a leader stats is. Of course, if you have your leader stats, you can skip this part. This is only if you're starting fresh. Local cache equal instance. Or actually, before this, let's do a leader stats folder, of course. This will appear in the top right corner next to your names, the player list. Leader stats. Yeah, leader stats equal instance. That new folder. We will make a new folder. Leader stats. That name equal leader stats. It has to be named like this exactly. Leader stats that parent equals player. Oops, my bad. You're supposed to put player in this bracket right here. Player. This is the parameter, and this will get the player that joined in the game. So this is a player added event. This is when a player joins. This is the player right here. We just parent this leader stats folder under the player because of course every player should have a leader stats folder. Now let's make the cache value. Local cache equal instance dot new number value. Cache is a number value. Cache dot name equals cache. You can name it whatever you want, of course. Cache dot parent equals leader stats. All right, that's pretty much it. Now, of course, if you do want these stats to save, this is technically irrelevant to this tutorial. So if you want to know how you can save the values, you should check out my data store tutorial. It goes through the same exact process. It's just a few extra steps. But yeah, so far we just have these stats right here, and I think that should be it. All right. So now if we play the game right now, we should be able to see it. The cache stats in our leader stats. They pretty much, wow, Roblox really did update their UI, didn't they? As you can see in the top right, we have our name and our cache, the amount of cache we have, which is 0 because we didn't set it to any amount. And yeah, so this is our cache leader stats. Now, since we have this, now obviously if you don't want this to appear here, you just don't have to make it under the leader stats folder. You can just make it under any folder. Like for example, if you rename this to stats, right? If you just change like a single part of the leader stats name, it won't appear on the top right corner. So let's get this is getting pretty slow. It won't appear because we renamed it to something different. Roblox won't know it, right? Because it's not named leader stats. If we name it leader stats, it will appear on the player list. Okay, so now we have this. Let's actually make the GUI. Now GUI, I'm not really good with GUI. I mean, I can make okay GUI, but for now we're gonna make it something. We're gonna make something a bit simple, or at least something what you would see in basically any game. So we insert a screen UI and starter UI, and then a frame. For the size, let's go to the size. It's offset by default. You want to change it so it's scaled instead. So you want it to be something like 0.10 on the x-axis, and then 0.050 on the y-axis. This is good enough. It's going to be like a bar on the left of the screen. And then what we can do is add a UI corner, and then maybe a UI gradient if you want. So we can change this color to like a blue color, a light blue color, or yeah, you know, this is good enough. A blue color. We can change the gradient. So if you go to color and then you click on the 3 dots, you can change the gradient. I want to make it like a heavy gradient. Just something like this. Rotate this. I think the gradient is a bit too heavy. This is good. If you want, we can put a. Let's actually rename this to Cache GUI, and then we might also want to put a UI stroke if you want. You can make this like a dark blue, or at least something like the same color. Make it like, okay, that's way too thick. Like this. Alright, so this is the base GUI. Let's add the text. So let's add a text label. Background transparency 0. Let's make this. We might also want to put the icon with it too. So let's actually not make it like fill the entire box. Let's make it 0.650 and 10. Okay. Let's actually first. So let's put a 0 for now. Text scaled. Let's make it Gotham. I like Gotham. Is this not? Okay, yeah, whatever. Let's keep it Gotham. Make it bold. I like bold. Keep it to white. Change the anchor point to 0 or 10. Let's see if this. No. That's weird. Actually, you know what? Let's position it to 0.5. Oh, that's too much. No. Probably like 1 0 0 0, and then change the anchor point to 0, so it appears like this. And then we're gonna have space for the icon, so we can have like any icon, like a cache icon on the box. Let's go to the toolbox. Let's get a random image. So go to images, cache icon. Oh god, it's Robux. Is that all? What? Money icon. Coin. Let's just put this, honestly. Let's just put this. So let's actually insert an image label. Let's rename this to icon. And for the text label, let's also rename this to amount. Oops, amount. Okay. Icon. Let's rescale this for sure. Let's get this out of the way. Let's make this 0.5s and 1. So just in case you don't get confused, it's 0.5 comma 0, 1 comma 0 on the y-axis. Okay. This is a bit too big. Let's actually lower this to 0.4. Maybe it's better. And then we can put in our image right here. Paste in the image you want. Background transparency 1. It's a bit squished. Yeah, let's actually make it smaller. Okay. Okay, this is not the best, but it is better than nothing. Or what I could do, I don't know, that there has to be some better way. I don't know, it's not the best, as you can see. But it is what it is. I mean, as I said, I'm not really good with GUI, but you can definitely customize it however you want. Whatever. So now let's actually make it so this text changes however many cache you have. So we want it to keep updating, and it's going to be very simple. So insert a local script right inside here. Okay, so local cache frame script.parent local cache amount equals cache frame dot amount local player equals game dot players dot local player, and let's see, cache a local cache local plus 2 player cache equals player wait for child leader stats wait for child cache. Okay, so player cache dot changed connect function. Okay, so player cache change function. So player cache is the cache the player has in their leader stats, and change the text whenever the value has changed. So whenever you gain cache, it changes, right? And so you want to change the text also in this GUI. So we can do cache amount that text equals player cache that value. Very, very simple. You might actually want to convert this to a string in case. So, because the cache is a number value, text is a string value, which is basically like alphabets and words. So it is two different values. You want to convert to string, just in case. And that's it. So toString converts any value to a string, or usually a number value to a string actually. But yeah. Okay. Let's actually copy and paste this before the event too, just in case. Now all we have to do is get a way to earn cash. Very simple. We can just do, let's just get a coin from our toolbox. Responding, and this coin, just any coin, doesn't matter. Okay, let's put a script inside of here. We're gonna make it so, actually let's put a click detector. Actually put the script inside this click detector. Okay, so we can click on it. Okay, so local click detector equals script.parent click detector dot mouse click, so whenever someone clicked on it, connect function, function, okay, like that. And the parameter, it's the player that clicked it. So player dot leader stats dot cache dot value plus equals 1. It's gonna be a very simple script, so it's not gonna be something complicated. It's just for the tutorial. Okay, let's play. Okay, so we have 0 cache right now, and if you click on this, it doesn't appear, or I think, yeah, it doesn't appear, but we did earn a cache, and as you can see, it also changed in the GUI. Very, very simple. Now this does look boring. Let's add a quick sound effect just so it has some more livelihood, if you know what I mean. To just so, let's go. Yeah, this looks good. Oh, I forgot to plug in my headphones. Wow, nice. Okay, so let's actually put this in the local script. So let's add a sound. Obviously this is not necessary, but this looks better. Oh yeah, hold on, let me plug in my headphones too. Got to do that. Okay. Sound, and in this sound, let's put our sound ID. Okay, so then do local sound effect equals cache frame that sound, and then sound effect play. Okay. This is like the worst UI. I'm really bad at GUIs. I'm sorry. There's probably a better. There should be a better way to do it. I don't know. Whatever. You know, let's make this bigger just for the tutorial. Okay. Just for the like quick thumbnail or quick little, you know, preview of the video. We're just gonna make it big so people can see. And right now, what we're gonna do is as you can see, we are gaining coins, and it's making a sound effect every single time. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Since this video is a bit short, I might as well show you guys how you can save the cache, instead of just referring you to my old tutorials. So for the server script, I'm gonna go briefly. If you want a better explanation, maybe go to my previous data store tutorial. So to save data, first of all, you need to first go on. You need to publish the game, right? Publish the game and enable API services. Enable API service in game settings. So game settings, security, enable API services. This is just the two main things you need to do in order for data stores to work. That's just that's just the most important thing, right? Get those things done, and then when you want to actually get your data store script, first you need a data store service, local data store. Let's call it data SS. Game get service data store service. Then local data equals data store service. Get data store. This makes it data store. We can call it whatever we want. We can call it stats. Okay. So now when a player joins, you wanna get the player's saved. The player's last saved amount of cache, right? So if the player does have a saved amount of cache, we then can add it to, or we can set the cache value to the saved amount the player had last time. Otherwise, it would be nil, so we don't have to care about that. So how can we do that? Let's do data, and then get sync. This gets a sync to the player's key. We can get the player's key from their user ID, and we can, for example, we can do, so what anyone would do is do player.userid, right? And then you can concatenate this with a string such as cache, or you can do dash cache. So we can specify what stat is it exactly, right? And you can obviously make this whatever you want. It doesn't have to be cache. We're just making it like that because we are saving cache. This is saved with the player's user ID. So we can actually get the player's saved items, or basically stats. I guess you could say save other stuff as well, but this is just getting the sync from the player's key with the cache. I mean, this is a key. This is all a key, right? We just add cache to it just so we know what it is, and that's pretty much it. Let's actually set this to a variable too. So local save cache equals if saved cache. So if the player does have saved cache, then cache set value equals saved cache. All right, and that's it. Now when the player leaves, we obviously want to save it. This is just loading the data. We want to save the data when a player leaves. So game.players player removing connect function. We add player in this parameter as well. We might need a pcall function in case it breaks. So local error or not error success error equal pcall function, and then we can save the stats here, we can do set async. So data set async. This basically sets to the player's key, sets async to the player's key, which basically saves the data in this key. So of course we want to use cache, so we want to use this key right here. So player.user ID, and then dot cache. Obviously it's the same key as we put here, dash cache. Make sure this is the same as this, because this is the same key we want to get when the player joins in back again. And then comma, because there's another parameter and it's obviously the stat we want to save. So we can actually just do player.leaderStats dot cache dot value, right? Or we can, yeah, that's good enough. We're gonna just make a value here. We can do local stat, and then just in case like it's easier to read like this, do stat that value. Okay, that's pretty much it for the data saving. I know I went too brief for this, but yeah, I mean it is what it is. I made so many data store tutorials. It's kind of like secondhand. I'm really bad at explaining, I apologize, but hopefully you kind of get the gist of it. But yeah, so we can just save this. Hopefully I didn't make a mistake here though. Did I make a mistake? I don't think I did make a mistake. I think it's all good. Okay, so we can actually save this. So cache GUI. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. We'll just wait until this finishes. Okay, I think it's saved. Let's just publish this, because we need to publish it in order for data stores to work. Let's go to game settings, security, enable API service. Okay, now let's see if the data stores work. Okay, so we are in the game soon. Let's click some cache. We got 5 cache. Let's stop. Hopefully there's no errors, so it should work now when I join back. When I join, okay, it's gonna take a while because Studio is laggy, and we have the 5 cache back again. So yeah, completely full tutorial how to make a cache UI. I went over everything: data stores, leader stats, GUI. I mean, what more do you want? And how to make coins. If you want a coin spawning tutorial, go check out my coin spawning tutorial. Actually, I forgot I made that tutorial like that. It was kind of useless. I don't know, not useless, but like the video didn't perform well, to be honest. But I did make a coin spawning tutorial. You can check that out as well. I'll be linking in the description, hopefully, if I remember. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you want more, leave down suggestions, like, and subscribe. Most importantly, if you have any video ideas, such as events or challenges, be sure to let me know as well. And you can join our Discord server as well. We do a bunch of stuff there. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see you guys in the next one.